be pretty, you get tattoo all over your face.
Sorry,
I'm Siobhan.
I'm Yen.
I'm Ra.
Hi, I'm Leah, and this is
ZULA ChickChats.
So today we're going to be talking about tattoos and piercings and how they are perceived in Singapore. First of all, how many visible tattoos and piercings do you have?
I have one tattoo, consolidated one behind my right arm, and I have two piercings on each side.
I also have one tattoo. So I have a 3/4 sleeve on this arm. I have a full bag, which covers my butt. The next session I'm going to start on this sleeve. So it's actually one combined suit. And then for piercings, I have piercings on my ears, nose piercing. I used to have more like on my eyebrow and a navel and surface.
What is the
and
surface
target.
piercing? What is the
Yeah.
surface
Surface piercing means at the side here.
What? Serious?
Yeah.
Why though? I have technically 3 tattoos.
Okay.
But it kind of looks like a sleeve, I guess. For piercings, I have just 2 piercings on my ear.
For myself, right, I have 2 tattoos. So one is on my forearm here, then one will be on my ankle. Oh my god, so ugly, I'm showing my socks to the world. Oh yeah. We both have very similar tattoos. They are both like roses on our arms. When I first came here, right, someone was like, hey, you know, got this girl got the same tattoo as you. So
I remember
was
to me, it's like, hey, you know the new girl Leah has like the same tattoo as you. Our first like proper conversation was actually about the tattoo.
for my piercings, right, I have one eyebrow piercing and a tongue piercing, then like ear piercings. Then other that is navel. I used to have a smiley piercing. The next question would be, when do you get your tattoos?
I got my full back tattoo, I think when I was 18, 19. Then I just got my sleeve last year. My piercings are, I think I started when I was like 15.
Actually, I got it relatively new. It was like 2 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
My first tattoo, so it's the flowers. I got it 2 years ago as well. I was like 22.
23!
These 2 I got it done last year.
For me, mine was about 1.5 years ago. My ankle one was about like last year. For me, my piercing was that I got it when I was much younger. So my tongue piercing, I got it when I was 17. Then my eyebrow was when I was 19. So why do you get a tattoo or your piercing, right? And how did like your family or people around you react?
My first tattoo, it's wild roses and baby's breath. It's my mom's favorite flowers. The first time I actually asked my mom was when I was in like secondary school, and she would always be like, hell now.
Yeah.
2 years ago, I asked my mom again, is it okay if I get your favorite flower tattoo? Because like I want to get it for you. It's a trick to kind of getting a first tattoo. No, I'm just kidding. My second tattoo is a wolf. I love wolves. So I was
Yeah.
like, I'm gonna get a wolf.
Yeah.
The third one, I like dinosaurs. I like space.
What?
For me personally, I feel like not every tattoo has to have a very like long meaning behind it. My dad's side, I have gotten some comments. They're like, oh, you know, girls shouldn't have like
Yeah.
tattoos. Like you should get it like hidden behind you.
Well, I mean, since you know we have same tattoos, we also have same reasoning. My tattoo on my arm is also roses. It's my grandmother's favorite tattoo. I
Your
didn't need
grandmother's
to.
favorite tattoo.
My grandmother's favorite flower. My mom is pretty open about it. I took a photo of the stencil and showed it her. She replied, "Wow, that's big." By the time I replied her, it was already tattooed on. I just replied, "Lama, it's stuck here forever." She's just like, "Okay, up to you lah." My friends, when I first got my tattoo, like, oh, like how do you think you're gonna get a job? It won't affect your interview and your job, everything, man. My explanation is that usually I want to work in creative industry, so it's more free. For piercings wise, right, I think people don't really care about it so much because piercings are temporary in that sense. You
Right.
can remove it.
Kind of like told myself, okay, it's not about the design, it's about the experience I need to go for. I only live once. I really want to experience the tattoo needle. Then I told my parents, okay, I'm gonna get a tattoo. So they said the same day, you try?
Oh no!
Yeah. One day, I took 2 pieces of paper. I just asked them to sign. When I came back, they saw the tattoo. It was actually their signature combined into one.
I see, I see.
So my mom was like damn pissed. So I said, oh, but it was your signature. Then she was like, oh my god. When I first got my tattoo, there's this close friend. I didn't see him for a while. So when he saw my tattoo, he was like, you've gone bad. A lot of them thought I was being influenced by my previous relationship. I was like, no, it wasn't because of that. I just feel like I wanted to get one. Yeah.
How to show I can My tattoo is a full image of a Tibetan goddess which I've been praying to since I was very young. My bag is actually white Tara. It's actually combined down Tibetan dragon here. I had to do first and ask them later.
Oh.
She wasn't very angry. It's just like like tattoo that kind. I think the reason also why parents are so against it is because I think they are actually very worried about what other people think of you. They are kind of like protecting you and they're just afraid that, you know, it will affect your livelihood, whether or not you'll be able to get a job.
What kind of reactions do you get when you go out in public?
The weirdest response I got from a stranger this one time salon I went to. Why you want to tattoo a bicycle on your arm? I was so sad. There's one comment which I was like, hey, you didn't rub off your pen markings.
I haven't gotten any remarks actually, especially in Singapore. People are not the type to go up to you and start a conversation with you. It's mostly all silent judgment. The only one time that a stranger actually talked to me was in the lift. It was a pretty middle-aged older uncle, and then he was like, "This is a very nice tattoo." But I think it was kind of a backhanded thing because he did say some youngsters nowadays get a lot of ugly creatures.
There are actually some middle-aged old ladies actually say like your tattoo 很美, like it's very nice. Of course, some people will question, oh, what next time we change religion? One time when I was in Osaka, then my boyfriend went into this castle and he took off his jacket. One security guard was like, like, you know, terrorist.
I think because coupled with the way I dress, right? People tend to like, I mean older generation, I've seen people like the kind of thing at me. Always see on the MRT like the judging glare. Has getting a tattoo or having piercings affected you in life? Like in terms of your job, in terms of school, or even like dating people or meeting new people?
For my previous job, I was teaching. I try to make an effort not to show the students. I'm not trying to advocate tattoo, no, I'm trying to dismiss it. But the idea is that I respect the organization that hired me. But I've seen like students asking me about tattoos when they saw mine. I just tell them that, if you think I'm pretty sure what you're gonna get, then just go for it lah.
I got my first tattoo when I was like in my last year of university. People don't care in university, and actually a lot of students and some teachers also have tattoos. On our part, we need to be a little bit discerning about how we dress for certain occasions. If I'm meeting my clients, obviously I won't be like, hey, look at my tattoo.
I had my full bag when I was working in my previous company. No one told me to cover up, but I just automatically wore shirts to work. Same thing that Yan said, it was just out of respect for the organization. It's so funny because like some clients actually want to meet me to want to see my tattoo. So I have to like, oh okay, so I'm like rolling up, here's my tattoo.
My ex was, I guess his family is more conservative. He has to justify my tattoos and my piercings, right, by saying that like I graduated from NUS. He got a piercing also, a nose piercing. And then his mother said, why? You cannot influence, is it? Like, oh my god. He's like, no lah, she joking. I said, in every joke there is a how? True! Let's say in the future, if you have a child and your child comes back with a tattoo, how will you react?
I want to know the chain of thoughts behind why he or she wants to get a tattoo. If I know my kid is like someone who's extremely impulsive, just for the fun of it, I'll say no for sure, regardless of age. If the kid is like pretty mature and pretty know what he or she wants, then I think just go for it. Yeah, use my signature first.
I would be angry only if they didn't ask me.
Yes.
This is just because that's the way I did it. Like I made sure to get proper permission from my parents. Made sure that the design is not something that they will regret lah. Imagine like they want to get like their boyfriend or girlfriend's name.
Oh my god, no!
Okay, for me, I think the child must be 21 years old and above. I will always say keep that design in mind for at least a few years. You must think whether or not in the long run it's something that you will still love.
I'll be okay with it if you let me know in advance. As long as it's not in your face lah. I mean, if you want to be in a visible place, you know the consequences yourself lah. Any words of advice for people out there who want to get a tattoo or piercing but are afraid of judgment?
We get judged every day.
Literally.
If you're considering a tattoo or piercing, maybe start small. At least you know what you want.
Not doing something because you are afraid of getting judged by someone else shouldn't stop you from doing anything actually. You can be the prettiest peach in the bunch and there'll always be someone who hates peaches.
Yeah. Oh my god, it's a quote.
You can't please everyone, so just do it for yourself. Think about jobs and things like that. Something that you think about before you get a tattoo.
Invest in it, oh my god. Save. Know that you want to do it, plan in advance, go to the tattoo artist, talk to him, consult him. Remember, if the artist draws something, it's not what you want. Tell them. Don't be like, okay, and then you do it, you regret.
And post-tattoo care.
Yes,
that's really important.
Honestly, sometimes it's more important than the tattoo itself.
Yes, because it can easily get like tarnished or like infected.
Get ready for the itch.
The itch is real!
If you choose your tattoo artist, right, also make sure that the tattoo artist is very reliable. Not like suddenly MIA. Another artist is not going to help you continue the work that another artist started.
So add on for piercings, right? I know that you can buy needles from God knows what shop. Smiley was pierced in the toilet. Please do not do that. Go to a recommended piercer. Even if it's more expensive, just pay it. Like, better be safe than sorry.
So today we talked about tattoos and piercings and how it has affected us in Singapore. If you are interested in tattoos, make sure you know what you're getting and to go to a reliable place, and it's a long-term commitment.
So if you guys have any questions or opinions about tattoos and piercings, please feel free to leave in the comments below, and also let us know what else to talk about next time.
And don't forget to like, share and subscribe.